The Michael Berry Show.
Ramon, what day did you start to work at then Clear Channel Radio? August 1st, 1999. Folks, when somebody can tell you the day they started to work in the only job they've ever had in their life, well, what, you did Pizza Hut, and what else did you do? Empire Video? Where was that? In Texas City? Okay. So his first big boy job. All Ramon ever wanted to do, all he ever wanted to. Who was it that got you, that you say you were listening to as a kid? Stevens and Pruitt. So Ramon would listen to Stevens and Pruitt, and he wanted to make radio. That's all he ever wanted to do. And didn't you go to the CBS? What's the school you went to? Didn't you? You went to Alvin Community College, but I thought you went to that one, the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Yeah. But the funny thing is, our company doesn't hire out of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and I don't know anybody that does. So I don't know why you go get some certification from the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, because it doesn't help you. But they don't tell people, I ain't getting radio. I guess I got to go to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. August 1st, 1999. So there was a tradition. Eddie Martini, charismatic leader, reward people for, especially in an industry that went through a lot of change, still going through change, and it will always go through change. He would reward people who'd been at the company. Your anniversary, your 5-year would be, golf clap. Your 10-year would be a woman, you'd ask for beads, and you pull the shirt up, and the whole deal. And then 15 and then 20 was 20 the watch? 20 or 25? 20, you would get a watch. So August 1st, 2019, there's Ramon. He's happy. He's going to be getting his watch. They got a watch. There's no COVID yet. There's no disruption. So Eddie does these meetings that go on for hours. It starts as a lunch, but it turns into a very boozy afternoon, and then they bring in blackjack dealers and all that, and it becomes quite the party. But it starts with this big, here's our numbers, because Eddie is still a corporate guy, right? He's still got to report to a CEO in New York. So here's the details. Here's how much money we made. Here's how many people we have. Here's our listener. Here's our number of listeners. Here's how many show sponsors we have. Here's it. He goes through all that, and it's a rah-rah, because Houston's the top market for the company year in, year out. But the highlight is at the end, there's the new additions, which is the new babies, people who've gotten married. That's always a big thing. And then there is a guess which year this is, and that's the year that the person who's about to be honored started at the company. Well, you knew it was a 10 or a 20, so you could if you were in 2019, you'd guess 2009, not 08 or 10. So there's Ramon waiting on his watch. He's probably washed his hand real good. He rubbed his arm down real good. He's not wearing his other watch that day, so he can, save space. He's making space for his watch. Now, if you think I'm kidding, because I do kid a lot, I want to be as clear as I can. I'm dead serious. Ramon didn't tell anybody, but he was crestfallen. I mean, devastated over not getting a watch. So I kind of passive-aggressively passed along that, he hadn't been here 20 years. No, he has. Trust me, he knows exactly the day he started. So I thought, well, I'm not going to say anything. When he hits 20 years, what they think is 20 years, it's not Eddie's fault, somebody else's fault. But anyway, so the 20 years, 21 comes and goes, 22 comes and goes, 20, no watch. 23, 24 turns into 25, no watch. We are now approaching, in a matter of weeks, 26. And it comes up more than is healthy. So I got a call from Eddie Martini yesterday, and he has rectified the problem. Long and short is at some point or another, I was going to have to personally buy him a nice watch because I'm so tired of hearing about it. So this came out of nowhere that Eddie, Sylvia, and Charlie at iHeart came up with this idea. And so they got two watches. One was an 80s electric that you wore in sixth grade, or that I wore in sixth grade, which I actually have several watches like this. I get a kick out of wearing them. Anyway, so I bring in the watch and I go to hand it to him, and I said, let's take a photo of you holding the box before he opens it. And his hands are shaking. He's so emotional. There's so much pent up. You know, it's the quiet ones you got to worry about, right? So he's been seething all these years being unappreciated. And, you know, unappreciated people are dangerous. Like the Bernie Bro guy that shot up the softball thing, you know, falling down, man. People that don't feel appreciated, you got to watch them, right? They're kind of crazy. So anyway, unappreciated man sitting across the glass. And so it results in a lot of, you know, you think, oh, he's grumpy. No, he's just unappreciated man. So there's the box, and he takes a picture, and his hands are shaking. And Ramon's not an emotional guy. And I think he's going to cry. His face is turned very red, and Emily's taking the photo, and he's thinking, I mean, he doesn't know what to do. It's like one of those moments people use the word surreal because they don't know what other word there is. It was surreal. So there it was. He opens it, and he sees the watch, and he chuckles because he's on camera, but he really doesn't think it's funny. And he's thinking, they visited a further indignity upon me. And this was the present they sent me. And so I was going to drag that out for a while and let him suffer. But it was all so emotional for him that I went back in my studio and got the bigger gift they gave him, which is a very, very nice watch. Very nice watch. Extremely nice watch. And he was sufficiently moved. He said, I feel appreciated. And I thought, oh, you poor fellow. But that's what happened. And it was a beautiful, wonderful moment. So, 25 years.
The Michael Berry Show.